For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the...
What is going on, YouTube? It's been a couple of weeks. This is just talk about what we're got going on for Dig or Die, and why I haven't had any videos. It's been a little bit crazy. The weather killed us. We were going to go to Motor Mile, Dragways, No Prep event, and everywhere that weekend. That was the weekend that Turbo John was going to have his event and a bunch of events. I think the only events happened super far up north in Ohio, so we didn't make that one. Didn't want to travel again because we got a big one coming up this week. But this weekend, today is Sunday, we weren't able to go. My wife has got she took a awesome class somewhere up north, and so she's out of town, so I have both little ones, and I just wanted to hang with them this weekend, make sure, didn't want to pawn them off on any grandparents again this weekend. So the grandparents love them, but they're inside. One's asleep, and the other one, old Cash, he's watching monster trucks. He's gotten into monster trucks, so it's pretty awesome. Speaking of Cash, then we got some pretty cool little things here for his car. Hoosers. This looks like a daggone steering wheel cover. In fact, you could probably fit it on the steering wheel of the Zephyr. But these are his new fronts. We were checking, and I got these new Kaiser Wheels, which are absolutely sick. And I was looking, I was like, all right, maybe we can use the fronts for the old wheels. And we sort of can't, because if you look here, for one, they're huge. I think these are like a 4, I don't know, they're pretty big. 16 something. Anyways, they don't fit. And the other thing, if I can show you here, see if I can get some lighting. I don't know if you can see, we're dry rotted and cracked really bad. So not gonna put my boy doing however many miles an hour on those. So another thing that you can see, we obviously have a big mess, but we're getting cleaned out. This garage in 2 weeks and the house will no longer be ours. We're making a little bit of a move, and that's another reason why I couldn't go racing this weekend. And I'm actually pushing it to go to Dig or Die, is because we've got to be moved out. We got some upgrades happening, and actually no upgrade with the shop, unfortunately. Not yet. Those plans are still in the works. Still, who knows? We'll see. So, the Zephyr. What do we got going on for Dig or Die? What have I done for it? One, the tires had about 30 passes or so. They're in the back here of the truck. And look, I mean, this is how much I've been throwing out of the garage and the house. But anyways, here's the old tires. They're not in terrible shape, honestly. Still got dots, all that good stuff. But buddy of mine, Joe Nestor, I'm gonna let him have these. He's got a pretty sweet little like Toyota. I don't know exactly what it's, Datsun. That there you've got like a small block Chevy going in. Should be pretty wicked. So I'm gonna give these to him. Let him. This would be good for setting up the car and whatnot. So, but we got a fresh set of the Hoosier CO7s. They're the stiff wall, and really, I've got the tune-up from Muncie. We're gonna put that in it and send it. But yeah, you can see fresh set of Hoosiers here. We got our weights set up in the back. And if any of you guys are from the KD Dragway or watched that video or came from that video, thanks so much for stopping by and talking. I mean, it was awesome to see how many people just love the small block Ford. So let's start. For some of those that don't know, the Zephyr is a small block Ford. It is a 400 cubic inch Dart SHP Windsor. I got the block on a deal. It was had a broken sleeve, had TKM fix the sleeves, or I forget exactly what we did. That's been a little while now. And they are Trick Flow 11R 205s. And, you know, this is a very, very basic setup. These are TDI / forced induction. This is the cheaper 7275s. We've got BBK shorty headers that I flipped and I welded with a couple of VS Racing 50 millimeter gates. So we got the Holly High Ram. I've got twin AEM 400 pumps in the back running E85. Bosch 210 injectors. We've got a single 210 here in the charge pipe spraying. I went with no blow-off valve. Just as a very short run, and I have my own reasoning for that. The block is O-ringed and the heads are O-ring. Top fuel hoop from TKM. We've got the Trick Flow stud girdle rockers, 1.6 ratio. Just a cheap electric water pump, eBay intercooler I welded bungs onto. We ran a Moroso filler neck here, and let's see what else we've got afterworks shocks on the front with some flipped UPR caster camber plates. The car is a full UPR suspension, UPR tubular K member, UPR Pro Series, everything in the back. I do have a Team Z upper coilover mount. The one that just shoves in and you weld it. That's whenever I did the mini tub. Has been mini tubbed. It runs a 15 by 12 4-inch back spacing, and we are still 4-lug strange on front and rear. I did do strange brakes on the front and the rear. This thing, it's so funny because it started out as just a $200 shell or a $200 car, and I tried to get it running. The poor thing had an inline six that I just couldn't get working, and then one thing led to another, and just parts sort of accumulated and started getting more and more. We run the LS coils with a crank trigger setup, and I apologize for the mess here. Watch out, baby. This is Sadie for anybody. Hey, come here. This is Sadie. Seems like everybody's got a cattle dog nowadays. So we've had Sadie. She's, how old are you now? 8 years old? I'm 8 years old. So I got a broken front tooth like an idiot, probably chasing a car. Anyways, so this thing started out gutted. We just put the 10-point cage in it. I actually won this deal on a giveaway type thing, like a raffle, and won that. Got the HP ECU from a buddy for cheap. We are still using the boost leash and the pulse for the trans brake. Always make sure if you do use trans brake, the way that it's wired with the ECU, that you use a resistor or a diode so it doesn't flash back and mess up the inputs on the ECU or outputs. So other than that, yeah, I did almost everything in the car. Chris Cox did my cage. I helped him with the original part, but he added these bars this past, which we need to go ahead and spray this and get some stuff on that, don't we? So he did that. The next thing I do need to upgrade is I need a better fire suppression. That's another thing. We do have an engine diaper on this deal, FYI, just in case. I mean, it is a dart block, but you never know what can happen. Things come out the oil pan. You know how it goes. There is no alternator. We're running the 16-volt setup. Let's see here if I can go to the back. Watch out, baby. I apologize for the mess, guys. Again, we're cleaning up, getting out of here. 16-volt charger. I've got the charge. It's already charged. I'm just leaving it hooked up. It's a little 5-gallon fuel cell. We went a little smaller on the last go-around. These bars Chris put in for me, and he made these. Well, he cut these for me to length. I'm running an onboard air compressor setup. I've always liked this. It just seems to work better for me. And let me think here. That's about it that I can think of. There's a couple of things that I want to add to it and different things like that. Shout out Spoiled Media, Street Vandal, Limpy, all those guys. Got a bunch of stuff on here. Jagger die. Kaiser's my wheels. TKM's my motor. We got Wheelchair Mafia on board. 304 Customs. Low Dollar Motorsports. Rock Solid. This is a Rock Solid tube front. I did this all myself. Now, and listen, like, let me turn this. Ask, like, you know, what all's done to the car and everything's. And when I say that I can do things, it's sort of wild because I am not a welder or a fabricator or anything to that. And if you start looking real hard, you'll find that to be the case. But I've pretty much done everything with this unit right here. Just a Alpha TIG. I think it was like $800 or $900 at the time. My wife, actually, sweetheart, she bought that for Christmas for me. Pretty big purchase for Christmas. It was Christmas and birthday because they're like 2 weeks within each other. And so she did that, and I've just took the advice of people and just started melting stuff together. And I got to the point that I was like, well, I can't wait on everybody, and I know enough and I've done enough that I can do a little bit of this myself. So we put the Rock Solid tube front on, and you know, with everything with cars, in my opinion, a lot of guys can do bolt-on stuff, and I can do bolt-on stuff, but it's really not that much more difficult to do something and customize it a little bit. With this being like a four-door Fox body, it makes it easy, and you can customize things just a little bit and make them work for you. This is nothing crazy that anybody could do themselves, really. Even the cage, if you know how to weld at all, and if not, learn how to weld. I got a lot of my motivation, I would say, from watching guys like Turbo John and guys watching even John Dock. I know he says he's not good at stuff, but he has done quite a bit of stuff to where he knows what to do, when to do. He knows what's bad, at least. And he doesn't say that he's a fabricator, but he can do stuff in a pinch. And I know he's like me, though. If you can find somebody to do it better than you, it's worth your time to have them do it rather than you do it 3 or 4 times. And I've had that for sure. But like Steven Eads, who can build, I mean, just top-notch, superb quality. Watching his videos and him, these little things that he's taught in those videos really helped me. So you can do this stuff. Like this is not out of the question for your normal blue collar guy, in my opinion. This has taken me almost 3 years to get to this point. We started off with a stock block motor, and you know, issues and having issues and things like that. And you know what your pocketbook can let you do. It is what it is. But I have been blessed to be able to afford to do some of this stuff, and I've done it a little at a time. Some people can go out and buy the whole car at one time or buy a whole motor at one time. I built I paid for the short block and then paid for the heads, and then it was like over the course of time I was able to do this. So, and a lot of it is because I was able to do a lot of this myself. I wired the Holly up I didn't wire the whole Holly up. I plugged the sensors in, but I've got friend Andrew who helped me wire the Holly up. I had already had the car wired up originally by Stan Scruggs, and he did an awesome job and really laid the groundwork for us to be able to go EFI. So it was just real simple. He did the switch panel, all my wiring for lights and things like that. So, and that was not cost. That didn't cost me a ton of money. And over time we just built this thing up, and I'm pretty excited about it. Pretty happy. Digger Die is just around the corner. I'm gonna have to switch hands up here, boys. Digger Die is just around the corner. In fact, it is this upcoming week. So we have got, I'm ready. We've got fresh oil inside of it. Did an oil change the other day. We've got a tune-up here. I'm going to loosen the front up and do a couple things. But we're really ready. I've got some things to add to the trailer. The poor trailer is in need of repair too. So hopefully here soon we'll be able to get that down. We're going to take it to North Carolina where I bought it. And they said they can help me out getting it repaired on that panel. So it's yeah. So if you, which giant shout out to Billy Hoskinson with Street Racing Channel, gave me a shout out the other day and greatly upped the channel. I mean, words can't even express how excited that made me and how pumped I am to get that. Which I saw there was some unfortunate stuff happen this weekend with his car, but knowing them, it will be back up and going in the next month or so. I don't know what all's with the motor, but I appreciate Bill and Billy and Tommy and them giving me a shout out. I mean, with YouTube, it's just a giant deal, and I really appreciate it. If you came here from Street Racing Channel, hit that like button and shoot me a comment. I love interacting with new people and people who have came to hear from Street Racing Channel. Is pretty awesome. That is a giant head nod. Just you know, that doesn't come, like, I don't just expect things like that. I really appreciate that. That's not something that anybody has to do for you on YouTube, and for Billy to do that's a pretty big step and a pretty big I don't know, I really appreciate it. So if he ever watches this, huge thank you for that. It was awesome to get to race him the other night, or the other day. It was just the whole day was just like surreal. It was like something out of a movie. It's awesome. Had a great time. So we are ready. The car is ready for dig or die. Yeah, we've got so much. I've got so much to do in the next 2 weeks. It's unreal. I got to get this place completely loaded up. We got here at the motor for Whitey. Whitey is still. I'm actually looking for some street wheels and stuff like that for it, because we're gonna. And we got possibly a new big thing coming to the channel. I'm not going to release those details yet. Depends on how everything goes the next 2 weeks with moving and the houses and all that crazy crap. So a couple things I've got to add to the car. I'm going to add some rock lights to the car. Not going to be today. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get those wired in. But those are going to be just for at night for video purposes, for lineup guy purposes, stuff like that. So all right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you watch this thing, I know it's a lot of talking head, but just letting you know what's going on with the Zephyr, what's going on with the racing program, and what we are going to be doing here soon. Hopefully locking horns with some of the baddest small tire, no prep cars on at least the East Coast, possibly the world. Dig or Die East Coast versus the world is coming this weekend, July 22nd and 23rd. I think that's right. To Rockingham Dragway. If you haven't been there before, one, it's going to be hot. Bring you some drinks, bring you a fan, but it is not like many others. It is a whole different experience. You're going to get to see some of the baddest no prep cars out there. Now, there's a bunch who are going for some other filming things, but there's still like easily over 200 cars locked in. Who knows how many will show up, how many are not broken, how many will break this week, you know, all that good stuff. But be there. Come find us. There's a chance I may have some merch. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to get rid of some of the merch that we've got. It's not that it just didn't do super hot. Haven't pushed it a whole lot. Stop by. There's a good chance we may just be giving some away, just to get stuff out of my way when it comes to this moving situation. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Throw me a comment. Tell me what you want to know about the Zephyr or anything that you may want to see on the channel. And we will catch you in the next one. Peace.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, yeah. For the